yet? Okay. Good evening. I want to thank everyone for being here today. Today is June 17th, Albany Common Council Parks and Recreation and Family Service Committee meeting. Chair, myself, Owusu Onani, committee member present, Councilmember Conti. And today we're going to be interviewing prospective applicants for appointment to the task force on municipal flag. So, ask you, tell us a little about yourself and why you're interested in the commission.
Hello. Thanks for inviting me here today. My name's Liz Richards-Hart. I've lived in Albany about 15 years, coming up on the exact anniversary later this month. I was a professor at St. Rose for 14 years, no longer. And in the midst of my job search, I found the application for the municipal flag task force, and I thought, well, that would be a fun thing to do. My background is in visual arts. I taught film at St. Rose. I've taught at other places. St. Rose was my longest tenure. It was my dream job. But I've done a lot of graphic design. I've done a lot of photography. I've made books. So I have a history in visual arts, mostly time-based media. My interest in the flag task force comes out of my love for this city. I never thought I would be here. I ended up here on a whim and thought maybe I would be here for a couple of months, and Albany was so good to me. I couldn't help but see the potential that it has, and I still feel that way about Albany. I think our best days are yet to come in this city, and I would love to be part of a flag project that encapsulates that is emblematic of who we are and who we can be. There are things about the flag that I love now. I'm not crazy about the colonialist overtones in it, so I think that is a great place to start to change it. But mainly my reason for being here is that I love this city, and it is home to me.
Thank you. I'm not allowed to add these questions, but I just want to say that your resume is very impressive, and sorry about the College of St. Rose. I'm actually the council member who represents the Pine Hills neighborhood of Woos, so just want to say thank you so much. Your resume speaks for itself, and I'm glad that you're interviewing and showing interest. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, I just thank you for your representation of the community around St. Rose and St. Rose. I do just want to say that what I think is really important for this task force is to have more diversity than I'm afraid might be what becomes of the task force. That's an inarticulate way of saying, but I hope there's an opportunity to really grow the diversity of the task force so that we can really represent all of our city. And yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you both so much.
Thank you. Welcome, James. Okay, James, just tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're interested in this commission.
There we go. I then went to Western New England University School of Law and got my JD. And I think that the opportunity to redesign the City of Albany flag upon us here is a really great opportunity. And I know Councilman's story and backstory, so I'd love the opportunity to sit on the task force and help, guide the cultural significance of paying some homage maybe to the Dutch culture. I'm from Kingston, New York, originally, who was also a Dutch city of one time, a colonial era or so. Perhaps finding some direction in that way. There's no follow-up questions?
No.
No, okay.
Well said. Thank you
All
very
right.
much.
Thank you.
Brian next. Thank you, thank you. Good evening. Brian?
Brian, yes.
Yes, welcome. Tell us a little about yourself and why you're interested in joining the Flag Commission.
Sure. I've been a resident of Albany for, I think it's close to 9 years now. I have a degree in product design and graphic design from RPI. I came here and just kind of never left after college. I would definitely consider myself a flag nerd. I enjoy looking at new flags, redesigns, proposing redesigns, discussing redesigns, what works, what doesn't, making sure that we're really trying to make every flag better, I guess, because there are a lot of bad flags out there, and there's so much potential for the symbolism to really represent the municipality, state, or whoever the flag is for. So definitely seeing a lot of potential within the Albany flag and in a city that I've grown to love.
Give it to committee members to ask the first question. Councilmember Conti?
No, I'm just impressed that, noticed in your letter, you use the term for flag. Is vexillological?
Vexillological, yes, vexillology.
That's the word, yeah, vexillological.
It's a good word. Vexillology, it's the study of flags and the kind of the science and principles therein.
So are there any particular observations you have about our current flag that might meet current design standards? Or not?
Sure. Well, I did bring some visual aids. So, obviously, you're all familiar with our current flag, the city of Albany. The thing that kind of comes most easily in mind to me is the New York City flag. It's kind of just a 90-degree rotation of it. And I don't necessarily think that that reflects Albany itself. We shouldn't be on New York City's coattails. We're our own city. We should really take pride in that. Also, I don't think anyone knows what assiduity means anymore, but it is a good word, just a little esoteric.
Have you looked at a number of other cities have done flag
Yeah.
redesign?
Yeah.
Is there a particular one that you like, or?
Yeah, so my favorite currently is Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's very distinctive. It brings out the Native American history elements within the symbolism. I like that it is asymmetrical as well. I think that that always balances better when it is on a flagpole. I brought a few others, but this is definitely my favorite. One thing that I do see that could work kind of for Albany, this is the flag of Duluth, Minnesota, representing Lake Superior, the hillside, and the sky. We have very unique geography around here, so what's called a landscape flag is definitely something we could use as well. I don't necessarily think that's the best flag out there, but I think it's at least some place that we all can at least relate to and have in common and build from there. So,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Thank you very much. Next person up is Jonathan.
Thank you.
Hello. long time no see. Yeah. Well, welcome. So tell us a little bit about your interests and a little bit about yourself.
Sure. It's funny actually, I just got the call yesterday. It is something that my wife and I had noticed a city truck at Woodlawn Park and saw the coat of arms, and I was like, what's the history behind that? Because typically when you see something of that nature, it wasn't that nice, you know. But as you know, I'm Jonathan Patrizio. I live in the Pine Hills neighborhood and am delighted to be back here. I think this is a really unique opportunity and challenge for the city of Albany, a city with so much history, good and bad, and you know, changing the flag that's going to represent the city moving forward, and something that we're not going to have this conversation about in another 100 years. So.
Any members have questions? Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
We got 3 more, but it's going really fast. I think we got 1, 2, 3, 4 more. I'm going by really fast here. Good evening. Just tell us a little bit about yourself and also why you're interested in the Flag Commission.
Sure. My name is Ben Hauk. I've lived in the city of Albany since 2012, and I'm a graphic designer in marketing by profession from his own hospitality, and I saw this opportunity to help my city and kind of dip my toes in the water of local governance here, and I thought it was just a good blend of my skill set and how I could help my city. I've been a Boys and Girls Club board member and helping around the community, and I'm just kind of dipping my toes in the water. As I say, I know you've recognize me from a couple things here, but so that's the gist of it. And you know, thumb through good flag, bad flag, and studying a little bit of vexillography. And I think I can help the city of Albany and submit a design that the city would be proud of.
Thank you. Any committee members' questions?
Quick question, do you have any perspective on our current flag, or how, you know?
I mean, it breaks one of the 5 design rules of applying a seal right in the middle of it. The colors aren't bad, but I think we can do better with something simple that even a child could recreate that's very iconic of something to do with the Hudson River, or something to do with maybe tulips and a Dutch history. There's a lot to kind of pull from Albany, so, but I think it just has to be simplified and become even more iconic, and you know, get away from even the New York City flag and all the emblems so much, and just, you know, just kind of use an icon, or simple is good.
Can you give basic familiarity with like what current flag design standards are? Simplicity, not a lot of symbols that confuse, and something that's easily recognizable.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I've been thumbing through a lot of the other, you know, good city designs, and I heard the last gentleman speak of the Tulsa, Oklahoma one, and there's a lot of good ones out there. And so I think I'm kind of a fake it till you make it kind of guy. I'm going to look at the best and then just apply that to Albany, and then hopefully something really good comes out. And yeah, we'll go from there.
Great, thanks.
Hey, thank you so much for interviewing. Your resume is definitely impressive. So
Absolutely. So the next steps are just another email or communication, or?
There will be another communication from staff, letting you know what the next steps are.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Hello, appreciate y'all taking the time. I'm Duncan. I live in Albany, have for a decent portion of my life. And what feels very clear to me is that Albany is going through a transformational period. We're about to have the 3rd mayor of my entire life. We are hoping to see rapid transformation with 787. We are seeing the governor having a serious commitment to revitalizing downtown. And what feels very important to me, and what I would hope would mean a lot to this city, is that there is a symbol for the people of the city to rally behind. I think that a better municipal flag would make it easier to have that shared sense of identity of who we are, and also why we love the place that we all live. And I think a nice benefit of good design is that it makes it easier for you to love the place that you live. That the better our flag is, the more that you like that symbol, also the more that you'll commingle your love for the city, and vice versa. I'm sure that, you know, other people have talked about the values of like good vexillological principles, of keeping the design simple, of having it be unique, of not having a seal or lettering would be fantastic. But also recognizing what are the elements of iconography that people already associate with the city of Albany. I think Nipper is an interesting element. I think the tulip is an interesting element. I think that while maybe the ship of the half moon would be hard to incorporate, I think the element of a crescent moon could be an interesting and striking piece of iconography to touch on like the cultural history of this area, of the city, and might look good as an element of the flag going forward. But more than anything else, again, I think it's that idea that we need a symbol that matches the love and the history and the culture of this place that we all live. And I think that this is a really exciting opportunity to make that happen.
Thank you. Committee members, questions?
Yeah, so I mean, how would you, I think you're talking about a symbol was in a way that reflects history, but also reflects who we are today.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tall task in a way to bring that all together.
Yeah.
So I believe in simplicity in terms of design, but, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry, could you,
So do you have, I mean, how would you?
how do you bridge that?
create-
Yeah, I think that, you know, it's about getting a good pool of options to pick with, figuring out what elements we like and what we don't. I think about a year or two ago, Minnesota was going through their state's process for updating their new flag, and something that they did, I think, an interesting job of was they had like an initial pool of you know, send in all designs. Let's get everything out the wall, people not from the state, people from the state, you know, just send in interesting options to us, and then their committee kind of identified elements that they liked, that they thought were interesting proposals, and then they would make tweaks and put out requests for, okay, well, they ended up liking like this kind of chevron in the side, the left side of their flag, and then the North Star, and incorporating those elements, and they asked for different iterations of that. So I think it would be an interesting process to collect some of those design elements, and then kind of then further refine, you know, what permutations we think look the most striking, and to achieve those goals of simplicity, of recognition of the past, but also that feels modern and feels like currently reflective of the city and where we want it to go forward. Yeah.
Thank
Have a good evening.
That would be Daniel Platt. Daniel Platt.
Hi, guys. Dan Platt, 187 Elk Street. How long do I have? 3 minutes? Or however.
3 minutes, 2-3 minutes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just tell us a little bit about yourself and also your interest in joining the commission on municipal flags.
Sure. I'll start. Yeah. So I'll cover the reasons why I applied for this, but why I think I'm a good fit for this task force. I have an education in architecture, meaning I have good experience in graphic design, design in public spaces, history and organizing, and since college, I've been an activist community actor, engaged with outreach, running and facilitating public meetings, studying and practicing reaching consensus around various issues. In fact, it's been a goal of mine to be at the intersection between design or architecture and politics. So, I'm also not ignorant of the kinds of attitudes that exist in the city and can give voice to them, as well as providing in this process, providing a space for those voices. Aside from the models of this process completed by other cities, like Syracuse, being the closest and most recent, a task force picks finalists from submissions that are then voted on. I would seek to develop this process as a good time to test and introduce voting based on ranked choice, approval, or scoring. That way, there's more of a consensus about what is the actual preferred option among those chosen by the task force. Now, the only bias I hold is that I would want the new flag to be something mass printed on stickers, something I would want to slap on things I own. To be something that is supported, replicated, and known in a way Albany should be known. Together with whoever else is chosen, I would strive to have a city banner we're proud of. Now, my other notes of interest. I visited Chicago last fall and saw how their flag is used almost everywhere. Interestingly, their flag design was created at the same time our current flag was designed in the 19-teens. I want to cover some possible missteps I'd seek to avoid, like overselling the positive effects of a new design, that a new flag primarily works best as a decoration with mass appeal. In this case, a good design will be the one that is supported by the public and accepted by the most people. We should communicate that a new flag design is an improvement and that other finalists could or should be used or expect them to be used, as I read, are actually used by other people. Like, well, I did like that one more. I'll use that in my own life. So there is flexibility. We're just choosing the one the city is using, but something that is replicatable, amongst other sectors of our, civil society. But we also want to avoid being too dogmatic about the certain design rules from the professional flag groups, usually called the K rules, because they're developed by a guy named K. Now, they're a good guide, of course. Simple design, something that a child can replicate by, something that's memorable, something that's not too overly detailed, like don't put a beaver, a tulip, nipper, the plaza on it, There's other groups that use these. We have Discover Albany and such, and logos, and I've designed my share of logos myself for city projects. But sometimes, in other cities, they've led to more bland, boring, and overly corporate designs that are then not popular in the long run. So, but as well wanting the balance between not being too literal either. So I'm just giving a general design sensibility rubric for myself, as well as those more broader social considerations that go around a political decision, like what does represent our city, since it has changed dramatically since the last flag was created.
Committee members with questions? No.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
And
your time,
hear from our
guys.
staff. Next steps. You want to go in executive session? Because this is recorded, right? Yeah. Somebody-
I make a motion that we go into executive session for purposes of discussing selection of candidates.
Second.
Alex?
No,
Who?
there's a resident here watching.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. We want to thank everyone who interviewed for prospective applicants for the appointment to the task force on municipal flags. We came across some really wonderful candidates, and we're going to put their name forward for the full council vote. So just want to thank everyone. Is there a motion to adjourn? Second?